Welcome to the Black Gay History Channel. Please share this video and subscribe to this channel for more captivating content. Gay men like myself has always found inspiration from strong feminine characters like witches because sometimes our gifts as gay men are not celebrated but are instead the reason we are persecuted, even if we have the best of intentions for others around us. Plus, if you've been watching my channel long enough, you know that the medicine men, soothsayers, witches, and wizards of many African ethnic groups were gay men who were celebrated by their communities before European and Arab colonization. So of course, gay men feel represented by these magical people who can tap into their own inner power and change the world around them. This gay magical phenomenon has definitely been represented in movies and TV. Here's a quick list of 5 gay, bi, and queer black gay TV witches and characters with interesting storylines. Nathan Byrne in The Bastard Son and the Devil Himself. The Bastard Son and the Devil Himself, otherwise known as Half Bad, is a British action fantasy series that does a great job of blending the mundane world of suburban British life and the seedy and dark world of the occult and covens of murderous witches into one captivating series. Half Bad follows the story of a young teenager, Nathan, who's grown up his whole life knowing his absent father, an evil blood witch, brutally murdered many people, possibly his own mother. Though he has to keep his secret of being a witch who will develop extraordinary and malevolent powers from his friends at school, the secret witch community he's grown up around reviles him and treats him like an outcast, terrified he will grow up and become a bloodthirsty killer like his father. Not only does Nathan begin to fall for another young witch and classmate, Annalise, he also begins to develop an intimate connection with Gabriel, a French bloodborne witch. The two teens meet along their journey that helps Nathan and Annalise discover the truth behind their magical powers, as well as the truth of their emotions. I definitely wondered throughout the series what exactly is happening between Gabriel and Nathan. It seems like Nathan is into Gabriel and open to sex with men, but it also seems that he could just be using Gabriel for his magical knowledge and protection. Towards the end of the season, the two share a passionate kiss, and I wish the series continued so we could see how their relationship may unfold. Behold Chablis in American Horror Story. Billy Porter has played many interesting and important roles in the film, on stage, and in television, and one of his most recent and interesting roles was the powerful warlock Behold Chablis in Apocalypse, Season 8 of American Horror Story. In American Horror Story Apocalypse, the warlock Behold teaches the next generation of warlocks magic in a hidden underground school, the Hawthorne School for Exceptional Men, and encounters a powerful student who secretly sets out to destroy the world. Though Behold initially supports the new young magical protege who seems set to take over the world, eventually he realizes that Michael is in fact evil incarnate, and Behold switches teams to support the other witches in defeating this new Antichrist. I think the creators of this season of American Horror Story did a great job of capturing the rivalry between the sexes that seems to always come up in conversations of witches versus warlocks. Ryan Murphy and the producers of American Horror Story, Coven, definitely threw their gay fans a bone by expanding the third season's Coven's universe to include fabulously bitchy and ambiguously gay warlocks in the 8th season Apocalypse. Behold displays telekinetic powers throughout the series and also teams up with equally bitchy witch Madison Montgomery to find out the weakness of their enemy Michael, the Antichrist. Lafayette Reynolds in True Blood. True Blood is a cult classic series that left its mark on the television horror genre, lasting several seasons and giving a particularly new and southern spin on the vampire universe. Lafayette, a southern gay restaurant cook who delves into necromancy and fights vampires, is one of the most memorable characters of the series, and definitely one of the most iconic black gay characters in TV history. With his sarcastic one-liners and fabulous makeup, Lafayette was able to show viewers a vulnerable femininity while being tough as nails with those who tried to cross him. In many indigenous African spiritual practices, gay men are conduits and priests to the ancestors and gods, so Lafayette discovering he's a medium in Season 3 is a culturally accurate portrayal and interesting detail for the character. One of the most interesting love connections of the entire series is Lafayette's relationship with Jesus, who, like Lafayette, found out he is a brujo with magical powers. The two learning to control their magical abilities together while dealing with childhood traumas was a great metaphor for gay men in relationships who use their love for one another to overcome homophobia and past heartaches. Lafayette will go down as an iconic fantasy and horror character, not just for representing the black gay community in a way no one had seen before, but also just for how well Nelson Ellis expertly played the role. Ambrose Spellman in The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Ambrose Spellman is one of my favorite characters in the Netflix original series The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, a fantasy horror show based on the Riverdale comic Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Sabrina is a teenage witch raised by her two witch aunts and struggles with her half-mortal and half-witch identity, where she attends a human high school and keeps her witch identity from her other high school friends. As Sabrina explores her magical abilities in teen romance, her older cousin Ambrose is usually there to help guide her or clean up her haphazard magical messes. The 100-plus-year-old witch was sentenced to house arrest for 75 years at the Spellman residence in Greendale, where he works at the family mortuary inside the large house. What many of the townspeople don't know is that not only is Ambrose a powerful witch, he is particularly proficient at necromancy, the magical arts of the dead, which makes him perfect to work in the Spellman mortuary business. Throughout the series, the bisexual witch Ambrose has passionate love interests, including an intense relationship with the diva witch Prudence, as well as a few romances with fellow warlocks like Luke Falchant. The series does a great job of putting Ambrose in the thick of dramatic plot lines with murder, horror, and mischief, and I also perceive that Ambrose is a confident and sexually liberated queer character who embraces romantic and sexual liberation. Montrose Freeman in Lovecraft Country. Set in the racist and segregated inner streets of Chicago in the late 1950s, Lovecraft Country follows the Freeman family as they come to grips with family secrets and a hidden world of magic and human sacrifice. When his father goes missing, Korean War vet Atticus Freeman jumps headfirst into a mystery to find his father Montrose, and soon realizes his father hasn't been honest about their family history. Atticus, his family, and friends realize the Freemans are distantly related to a powerful and rich white family of occultists, and their rich new relatives need their blood to further their own dark magical agenda. The series does a great job of mixing real history with fantasy as we are taken into scenes from the Korean War, Emmett Till's murder, and the Tulsa Massacre, but we also get a fair share of monsters and magical fight scenes, and a car chase as well. Michael K. Williams does a bang-up job playing Montrose Freeman, Atticus' secretive and argumentative father who also does his best to hide the world of magic and his sexuality from his son. Throughout the series, we see Montrose not only hide the truth about the family secrets and the truth about magic from his son, we also see that he isn't dealing with the abuse he endured from his own father for being gay. In one heart-tugging scene, we see a flashback of young Montrose being beaten by his father for getting caught wearing a flower in his hair. We are also introduced to Montrose's lover, Sammy, who owns a bar in town and struggles to deal with Montrose's short fuse and mean-spirited temper despite their affections for one another. There's another heartbreaking scene where several of the Spellman family time travels back to Tulsa Massacre, and Montrose yet again has to witness the murder of his first young lover who was killed in the massacre when Montrose was just a teenager.